Welcome to our channel. Today, we bring you breaking news that has caused a stir in Buckingham Palace, Prince William's bombshell decision to read Queen Elizabeth's final will, and how it has sent shockwaves through the royal family, leaving Queen Camilla grappling with the unexpected consequences. In a moment that will forever be etched in royal history, Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, and heir to the British throne, made a controversial decision that has reverberated throughout the halls of Buckingham Palace. For the first time ever, the contents of Queen Elizabeth II's final will have been exposed to the public eye. A document that was once sealed in secrecy has now been made known, revealing the hidden wishes of the late Queen and igniting a firestorm of controversy among the royal family. Prince William's move to read the Queen's will, a carefully guarded document that had been kept under lock and key for decades, stunned the monarchy. His decision to do so in front of family members and close associates sent shockwaves through the royal household, especially since the will contained provisions that defied the expectations of many insiders. Most notably, it contained powerful revelations regarding Queen Elizabeth's final vision for the royal family and her hopes for how the monarchy should evolve in the future. Queen Camilla, who had long been seen as the future queen consort, found herself at the center of the storm. Her reaction to the contents of the will has been described as one of shock and disbelief. It was revealed that the Queen's final wishes did not entirely align with the expectations of her closest family members. Camilla, who had believed she would inherit certain responsibilities and privileges, was left grappling with the unexpected twists in the will, which suggested a shift in power that many had not anticipated. The reading of the will also led to tense exchanges between King Charles and his younger brother, Prince William. The revelations about Queen Elizabeth's estate raised fundamental questions about the future of the monarchy and the distribution of royal assets. One of the key points of contention was the Queen's decision to leave significant portions of her personal wealth, including priceless royal memorabilia, to her children and grandchildren rather than to the institution of the crown itself. This was a bold and unexpected move, one that sparked disagreement between the royals, particularly with regards to the handling of royal jewels, estates, and personal collections. As the will's contents were read aloud, Princess Anne, a key figure in the royal family and a steadfast supporter of the Queen's legacy, found herself at odds with some of the other family members. Anne, who had always been close to her mother, the Queen, was adamant that the Queen's final instructions must be followed to the letter. She expressed her frustration over the attempts to alter the will's provisions, particularly when it came to the fate of the Queen's beloved estates, including Balmoral Castle, Sandringham, and Windsor. Princess Anne's concerns were not just about the material wealth left behind, they were deeply emotional as well. She understood that the Queen's wishes were not merely about the distribution of assets, but about preserving the monarchy's integrity. The Queen had carefully considered the future of the royal family in her will, and Anne was committed to ensuring that her legacy would be respected. While Anne was vocal in her defense of the Queen's final wishes, King Charles, as the reigning monarch, found himself in a delicate position. The will had placed him in a role he had not fully anticipated. As the head of the monarchy, Charles felt compelled to honor his mother's decisions, but he also found himself confronted by a series of personal and political dilemmas. His position as the monarch meant that he had to balance the need for tradition with the desire to modernize the monarchy. The emotional weight of the situation was evident, as King Charles struggled to navigate the complexities of his own relationship with his siblings and the future of the royal family. The revelations contained in the will also had significant implications for Prince Harry, who, as many royal observers have pointed out, had a contentious relationship with the rest of the royal family in recent years. Prince Harry's inheritance, it turns out, was not as substantial as many had imagined. The Queen's will left very little for Harry in comparison to the significant amounts received by other members of the family. This was seen as a direct reflection of the Queen's complicated relationship with her grandson and the ongoing rift between Harry and the rest of the royals. It was revealed that the Queen had specifically left several valuable pieces of jewelry and art to her direct descendants, including Princess Catherine, Kate Middleton, who was designated to receive several of the Queen's most treasured possessions. This was a clear sign of the Queen's trust in Catherine, who had long been seen as a stabilizing force within the royal family. But this move was not without its own controversies, as it led to disagreements between Queen Camilla and Princess Anne, who both felt that certain items should have been allocated differently. The Queen's jewels, which have long been a symbol of royal power and tradition, became a focal point of the royal dispute. These precious items, many of which had been passed down through generations, now found themselves at the center of a heated debate about legacy, ownership, and the future of the monarchy. Sources suggest that Queen Camilla, who had once assumed that she would inherit a significant portion of these jewels, was deeply upset by the Queen's decision to leave them to other family members, particularly Princess Catherine. While Princess Anne remained steadfast in her support of the Queen's will, Camilla's dissatisfaction grew as she felt excluded from the distribution of royal assets. She reportedly attempted to alter the will's provisions, particularly regarding the fate of certain royal horses, which were dear to Queen Elizabeth. These attempts were seen by some members of the royal family as a betrayal of the Queen's wishes, further exacerbating the tension between Camilla and the other royals. In addition to the emotional and personal ramifications, the will's contents also highlighted the growing divide between tradition and modernity within the royal family. The Queen's decisions reflected her deep commitment to maintaining the monarchy's legacy, even as she acknowledged the changing times. Prince William, who had taken on the responsibility of reading the will, seemed to understand the weight of these decisions more than anyone else. As the future king, he recognized that his role in the royal family was not just about inheritance, but about preserving the monarchy's relevance in the 21st century. The will revealed that Queen Elizabeth had carefully planned for the future of the monarchy, taking into account the evolving roles of her family members. While some of the provisions seemed to favor the younger generation, others were deeply rooted in tradition, ensuring that the monarchy would continue to be a symbol of continuity and stability. The drama surrounding the will's revelations has only intensified as the royal family comes to terms with the changes that lie ahead. Prince William's decision to make these revelations public was not just a gesture of transparency, but a bold statement about his intentions for the monarchy's future. His leadership in this moment has earned him the respect of many royal insiders, who view him as the person best positioned to guide the family through the challenges that lie ahead. As the royal family grapples with the fallout from these revelations, the world watches with bated breath. Will Prince William's vision for the monarchy succeed? Can the royal family adapt to the changing times without losing the traditions that have sustained it for centuries? Only time will tell. In conclusion, the publication of Queen Elizabeth's final will has set the stage for a dramatic new chapter in the history of the British royal family. The revelations contained within the will have sparked debates about power, inheritance, and the future of the monarchy. With Prince William at the center of these changes, the world eagerly awaits the next thrilling developments in the royal saga. The royal family is at a crossroads, and the choices made in the wake of these revelations will determine the future of the British monarchy for generations to come.